guys! Good evening! Grabe yung ko ng eye bags. Alas 3 na kasi ako natutulog na ako makatulog. Babasahan ko kayo para makatulog ako mamaya. Maganda tong binabasa ko. Di pa natutulog ang mga alaga ko kasi wala pa si madam. Ito, magbasa muna tayo ng Padre Pio book. God gave me my poor sister and God has taken her. One reason why word of Padre Pio stigmata did not spread immediately was that the war was still raging, and even more so because most people that autumn were too sick to travel. In most places half of the population was stricken, and 1 out of 5 of those died. Not only did Padre Pio himself come down with the flu, he was devastated by news from Pietrelcina. His mother was gravely ill. 4 weeks. Pellegrina's baby Alfredo died. Francesino, the only child of Padre Pio's brother, was taken ill, and it seems never fully recovered. All of Felicita's family were sick. 6 years old Josepina and 2-year-old Ettore recovered, but the girl developed tuberculosis, and the boy became subject for the rest of his life to grand mal epileptic seizures. Felicita was pregnant at the time, and the influenza was particularly deadly for women in her condition. She lost her baby and told her husband, Vincenzo, that she was dying. Reportedly, she urged him to marry her sister Pellegrina. With whom he had been carrying on an affair. He could not do this with the blessing of the church, since Pellegrina's husband, who had left her, was still alive in the United States. Then on September 22, Felicita's 4-year-old son, Pellegrino, went to his father and complained, "Papa, my head hurts." He collapsed and died within hours. For the next 3 days, Felicita kept asking for Pellegrino, not having the heart to tell her that the child was dead. Vincenzo assured her, "Oh yes, over at the neighbor's playing." Then on September 25, the sick woman raised herself on her pillow and shouted at her husband, "You deceive me! You deceive me! You said Pellegrino is playing outside, but he's dead." "What's making you talk like this?" exclaimed the husband. "What's going through your mind?" "Oh, no, it's true. He's dead," insisted Felicita. "Look, Pellegrino is coming with all the angels, with all the little angels around him. He's coming to fetch me, and behind him I see the face of Padre Pio." She never spoke again and breathed her last a half hour later. She was 29. When Padre Pio received the telegram announcing his sister's death, completely unprepared for the horrible news, he screamed and collapsed, a fact which would make it difficult to interpret Felicita's deathbed vision as an instant of his bilocation. 4 days he was almost wild with grief. He always regarded Felicita as the family saint. Later he would say of her, "She was a saint. I never saw her upset. Even with all the woes that befell her, she was always smiling from the childhood on. God kept her good and simple. Everything else in the family she surpassed in goodness and loveliness." The next day, Pio wrote to his parents, "What can I tell you when every word is strangled in my throat? by the bitterness of grief. My dear ones, in the harshness and bitterness of grief, haven't not the strength to do other than exclaim, just to act. O Lord, and right use your judgments. God give me my poor sister, and God has taken her, and blessed be his holy name. In this exclamation, in this resignation, I find sufficient strength not to succumb to the weight of grief. In November, Padre Pio wrote, Padre Benito, unhappy man that I am, who will free me from this mortal body. He reported that all the assurance from his spiritual director vanished from his mind as soon as he received them. He felt quiet, alone his heart, turned to stone with pain, his frame frozen, rigid from the agony that experienced in the soul spills over into the body. However, in January, he reported, I feel as if I were drawn in immense He reported that all the assurances from his spiritual director vanished from his mind as soon as he received them. He felt quiet, alone, his heart turned to stone with pain, his frame frozen rigid from the agony that experience in the soul spills over into the body. However, in January, he reported, I feel as if I were drowned in an immense sea of the love of my beloved. The bitterness of this love is sweet, and burden is also sweet. World War I Armistice was declared on November 11, just as the epidemic was beginning to subside. The local women began to spread word of the stigmatized priest in their midst. Although Nina Campanelli had been sworn to secrecy, as she later admitted, she informed her mother and sister. Padre Paulino commented, women are not made to keep secrets, and even when they have good intention, they still have to reveal that secret to an intimate friend. And then it happens that from the intimate friend, the secret passes to another intimate friend until at the length, the secret becomes public knowledge. By the spring of 1990, news of the stigmata was beginning to trickle out beyond San Giovanni Rotondo. Thank you for watching. Good night. Sweet dreams too.